Thank you. I know there's a lot of passion in this room. This race brings out a lot of passion. I want to say this. Even though we may not agree on some of the things I'm going to say, I do respect the passion. I respect the red and white shirts I see, and I respect the yellow and blue shirts I see. Crime is up 26% over the last 6 years. The drug crime is at an all-time high. Gangs are infiltrating our county, as Mr. Rollins told you. My name is Sutton, and I'm running to be sheriff of Cecil County. I believe there's nothing more important than your safety. People should not have to live in fear of being assaulted, having their residence burglarized, or their property stolen. Unfortunately, I do not feel my opponent has addressed these issues and has led to the increase in crime. I have an extensive plan to combat the increasing crime problem in Cecil County. As sheriff, I will focus on drug investigations. Drugs are overwhelmingly responsible for most of the robberies, burglaries, home invasions, and thefts in Cecil County. Prescription pills abuse has recently skyrocketed, and we need to devote immediate attention to this problem. Also, gangs now have a presence in Cecil County. Speak to a teenager about gangs in Cecil County, and their response will shock you. My opponent still refuses to admit there's a gang problem. He says it's an issue. I will target law enforcement action toward these gangs and also support programs for youth to deter them from gang affiliation. My plan is also to bring the Cecil County Sheriff's Office into the 21st century. Police technology and techniques. When I announced my candidacy for sheriff nearly 2 years ago, I was told that my opponent laughed when he heard that we needed a crime scene technician. Another promise that I made was that I would initiate a street-level drug unit. This was on my webpage 2 years ago. The Sheriff's Office needed to seek available funding through grants to offset the cost of necessary equipment. I'm also committed to expanding the Sheriff's Office K-9 unit, another valuable crime-fighting tool. The Sheriff's Office current personnel allotment and schedule can be improved to offer better patrol coverage and more effective crime fighting. The serious crime rate in Cecil County has increased 26% the first 6 years of current Sheriff's command. Statewide, the crime rate is down over 8%, but Cecil County is up. These figures do take the population change into account as well. Robberies were up an outstanding 187%, from 54 to 155 during this time frame. Burglaries were significantly up as well. As far as last year, Cecil County was one of 4 counties that had a crime increase. Cecil County, when people move into Cecil County, look at the crime rate and making the decision where to relocate. This county is growing and rapid relocations are taking place as we speak. My opponent has chosen to ignore the increase in crime instead of fighting it. He said during a recent forum that what he meant to say was the increase was decreasing. I assure you that as Sheriff of Cecil County, I will proactively fight these crime issues and any others that may arise. Thank you.
Mr. Sutton, I'm going to ask you to draw 2 questions here. We'll read them so you can give you 2 minutes. Okay. Respond. First question. What do you believe is the most significant challenge for law enforcement in Cecil County?
Drug crime is the root of the majority of criminal activity that occurs in Cecil County. Our children and citizens get hooked on drugs, then resort to criminal activity to support their habit. Here is a typical scenario. A young person gets hooked on drugs, then begins to steal from family members personal belongings. After those options expire, they begin to do petty thefts from vehicles, shoplift, etc., to obtain goods to trade and sell for drugs. Once they become more desperate, they begin to buy enough drugs to support their own habit and sell drugs as well. After that, they begin to do those burglaries, usually in the daytime, when the majority of these citizens are at work. When things get really bad, they resort to armed robberies. The majority of home invasions we read about are drug doesn't take a genius to figure that out. The vast majority of our shots fired and drive-by shootings are drug-related as well. A user may get ripped off, then return to challenge the dealer on the street by sending a message. Obviously, these victims and witnesses are not cooperating with police, and our neighborhoods suffer as a result. We need a comprehensive overhaul of the system of dealing with drug-related crimes. On the user end, my administration is all for rehabilitation for first and second time possession offenders. The drug court should be the second time possession offenders and not dealers. We recently had a major drug dealer in the drug court selling to other people in drug court. The Sheriff's Office and State's Attorney's Office has representation on the drug court, but we believe we should have veto power denying someone we know as a dealer from getting the benefits of drug court. We advocate strict supervision. I'd love to talk to you more about that later.
Thank you. Your second question. Do you have a plan to address involvement of high school students in Cecil County?
Again, I would reestablish the official Learning for Life Explorer program for high school age youth interested in careers in law enforcement field. This program teaches various life skills, discipline, respect, community service, and allows our deputies to establish grassroots connections to our youth. Those involved must attain adequate school grades and attend regular meetings and training to include topics such as report writing, constitutional law, criminal investigations, arrest procedures, crime scene process, and various other related topics. Now earlier, I'm going to take this opportunity at this forum, which shocked some of the people, but there's a vicious rumor that was going around, and I'm going to address it right here. Dr. Devine's in this building, or at least she was. I reached out to her and the school board union. I do not plan on taking the deputies out of the schools, as some people would like to believe. I'm not going to do that. That simply was stated as we were going to look where the funding was going to come from. Because my job as the sheriff is not only to provide you with safety, but I have to be a business manager as well. And that question that was misconstrued however you wanted to construe it, I'm telling you, I hope the wig prints it, it's not going to happen. But that was about the funding of where we were going to get the funding for these deputies. I believe that just the mere presence of these deputies in our schools is immeasurable in what they accomplish. I've spent a lot of time putting out rumors, and I'm sure it's not started by my opponent, it's started by other people that may not like me, but I will always address anything that you want to hear. Anything. Thank you. Before I go with what I have here, I just want to kind of rebut what the sheriff just said. The WIG already verified that the numbers that we had are accurate. I'm not going to go down that road again. Look it up in the archives. You'll see who's giving you the right facts. Also, as I previously mentioned, I am committed to decreasing crime in Cecil County. My opponent has recently offered 2 solutions for fighting crime. Recently formed a street-level crime unit and proposed a crime scene technician. Both of these positions came long after I mentioned them on my platform. I, for one, am flattered that my opponent believes in my ideas. However, the street-level crime unit will be properly managed to effectively target the street-level drug dealers. The crime scene technician will have proper equipment to do this job. By law, the sheriff is the highest-ranking law enforcement officer in the county. As sheriff, I will be approachable and accountable to the citizens of Cecil County. I will regularly speak to citizens, community, and businesses to keep in touch with the issues facing Cecil County. I will also develop youth-based programs to help guide them in the right direction. Also, the position of sheriff based upon the trust of citizens in the county. I will truthful announce my community deputies. I also want to announce this now. If you haven't been reading the paper, I am not trashing law enforcement. If I was just endorsed by the Cecil County Fraternal Order of Police by a vote of 63 to 15. I don't think they think I'm trashing them. I got a call tonight that I was endorsed by the Elkton Fraternal Order of Police, which will be official tomorrow. I don't think they think that I'm trashing them. The Cecil County Correctional Officers Association have given me their endorsement. And by the way, these are the people that work for my opponent, have endorsed me to be their new sheriff. I also have got the endorsement from the Cecil County Paramedics Association. I think public safety is making it very clear on who their choice is to be the next sheriff. We are ready for a change. I'm proud of those endorsements, and it is an honor. The last final endorsement I need is from you, the citizens. Thank you.